Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but you must provide compelling evidence. As we know now that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
Is it the burn or is it the gunshot? Because that's the thing that's confusing me, because he gets shot with the gun. But he was burned. His hand was burned. No! It's because he had I'm stupid. I'm thinking of all this the wrong way. It's because he had the dental treatment, so he had a wound in his mouth for the poison to go through.
Take that!
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. I was thinking about this in 3 different ways and none of them were right until now. I'm so dumb. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the 2 diners.
A fatal difference?
The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Whoa! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Oh, what are you gonna do now, girl? Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Whoa! Hey, what are you doing? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, could just slip. Oh, you bitch. But oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. I mean, first of all, that's obstruction right there. That's destruction of evidence. You can't do that. 1, 2, this pretty much proves you're guilty. You're hiding the poison. No! What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. Heading to the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder.
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once.
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. She's guilty though. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. Oh. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, Oh, of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I assume, dear lady. That's right, and really looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. Oh, that was Britt. The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No! You killed the victim that day, using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Ugh! This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? Oh, no, she's not. The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryunosuke,
Yes?
you've come this far, but now, you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
You've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So, if there are any other clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
What I saw, what I felt. Every color.
Oh, snap! Does my guy have a photographic memory?
Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer?
There is a clue.
Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then. Let's wipe the smug smile off the Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
There we go.
All right, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this.
Come on, man, remember.
It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is...
It's a bloodstain.
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this!
You who do flawless investigations.
Yes? What is it?
He's still miles away. Probably thinking about the bottle being smashed.
I can think of someone else who needs to be smashed, but she's a racist, so no.
As you said a number of times now, you strive for
too tall.
As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
Objection!
Shut up, Snacku Head! Wait a minute! Where do you go?
Where are you going with this, little boy?
This just shows how little Ouchie means in this entire case. He means absolutely nothing.
It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Huh? Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. He was turned around. Like you said, his back was to you. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah! Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon?
This is beyond ridiculous! Fabricated nonsense! Is the court seriously expected to remember something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Who just held it? Oh, let's go, Hosonaga! This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Please wipe the blood off your mouth. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Oh, come on.
Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't!
Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man! Show the court!
Of course. Examine the plates at your leisure. Are you kidding me? No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But... no, that's... impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. Little boy. You see? This is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. How racist of you. Jesus.
Couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in the trial.
Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
Come on, we're not done yet! Ha! The sorry-licking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-licking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost.
Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what.
Good advice, my friend. We're not done yet, Ryunosuke. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself first.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection?
That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all?
There's another clue. There has to be.
Your Excellency, please wait! This plate of beef is hiding another clue! Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth!
The only thing shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett. We must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. Thank you, Judge. I will not give a ruling until I am completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Show precisely where on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found.
I thought there would be something under it. But I guess not. So I have two options here. I have the steak itself, and I have this, the burn mark.
I can't look at anything. If I remember correctly, the steak wasn't even eaten that much, was it? Which means, because the thing I have in mind is that this is the other person's steak. This isn't her steak. It's the only thing I could think of.
Fuck. So it was a thing.
I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best.
God damn it. I swear to God, if I get a game over on the first case of the game... I know! I turned it over and there was nothing there! Is it because this thing is flipped? Because there's an opening over here?
Got it!
It's not that? Well then, that sucks. I can't believe I got a game over on the very first case. Oh my god. That is embarrassing. But what else am I supposed to... I couldn't do anything else. Leave me alone. Well, at least we get to see the bad ending.
Restrain the accused and send the telegraphic communication to Great Britain without delay. The accused will not be granted the right to appeal. That is all. Court adjourned.
Retry from this scene. Oh, cool. God, that's embarrassing. But what else could it be? What else can I present? It won't let me present anything. Is it... He says I have to be specific. Do I have to present the bite marks? Because other than that, I don't know. This feels incredibly ambiguous. I can't find anything else. There's nothing else out of the ordinary.
Got it!
No, it's not the bite. I don't get it. You're talking about ambiguity. It's ambiguous what you want me to...
You're telling me... Really? I assumed I couldn't actually press A on anything. I assumed I couldn't press A on anything because the controls didn't pop up. The only thing that are down in the controls are the history and autoplay. Why am I so stupid? Huh? What in the world is this?
Think. It's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe.
No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? So we found the dude's coin, which means... Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban?
Yes. And apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban.
I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion in the bouillon.
And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means...
I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. But, are you thinking of eating it?
No! But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat to appear the need for a prize.
I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke.
Koban coin underneath this steak. There's only one logical explanation. This isn't her steak. This isn't their steak.
Got it!
I'm so mad about that. I am so mad.
Good gracious, that's...
A Koban? What on earth?
A Hoei era one at that.
Miss Brett, this is in fact the beef steak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? Don't tell me to shut up, you shut up! What a ridiculous question! How should I know that? I've never seen that thing before in my life! I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. The coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak. Just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency!
Yes, Counsel?
A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now! You're not actually a lawyer, but okay. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Okay, I'll let you shut him up. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he could explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Are we gonna have more testimony? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beef steak is... my man Longface, long man.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasate, Curio Korekutsu-san. Curie? As in, Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous, but I don't judge. Unlike you.
Oh, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Na 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 na. We got not did it on the floor. I don't remember the lyrics of the song. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoyarakoban, my prize coin!
Then this Hoyarakoban, do you mean to tell me?
No! Please! Why would Korekata-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense!
You're right, it doesn't make sense. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekata-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here, without a moment's delay.
We're having more? I can't believe we come back around to the pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case.
God damn.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Aw, he looks pretty chill to me.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, please put that knife away, sir. Myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasate, a shop owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Korekata-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasate memory serves, have you ever—
Wah! Yes, that's it! The very exact one that it is! The resplendent, splendiferous hoary treasure that my rusty bones have managed to misplace that fateful day! It can't be!
As I thought.
Young man! Enlighten this decrepit old fool! Put me out of my misery! Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beef steak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing.
I guess the person that's standing right next to you.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Could I say something?
Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga.
I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele.
Oh, my guy's sweating! Can I do the thing? I can't do the thing yet, can I?
A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes.
I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So, unbeknownst to us,
there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korekata-san's koban is all too clear.
What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel who stole Kureta-san's koban and hid it under the stake?
Alright, I don't know how much longer this is going to go, but I think I'm gonna have to end it off here. Once again, I'm probably gonna have to cut the last part into multiple parts too. We'll see. And again, if it ends up being not that long to the end of the case, I will connect the next episode and this episode if it's like super short. But this case is going on forever. A little bit too much for my liking, but we'll see. But until next time, I totally didn't get a game over. This is all happening on one run, you know? Until next time, as always, be happy, be safe, be healthy, and good night, everybody.